This next source, I think, is so important to understanding the principle that's behind all this. We said the theological ramifications of the expectation of a miracle. Thinking that when you say that God will do something, that means God will do in the miraculous way, and man does not participate. The opening of the gates of heaven, that's what it means. God does this and God does that. What about all of nature, the running of history, the running of mother, and that's Mother Nature? There's two forces, God forbid. There's God and Mother Nature. That God can intervene, God is stronger. But meanwhile, the day-to-day existence, people are born and trees grow, and history is all natural. So that's a misunderstanding of what is the divine, how God runs the world. And here, the Radak, so again, this principle, which has to be developed, the relationship between faith in God and human efforts. What the famous Hishtadlut is human attempts, efforts, and Bitachon B'Hashem. Hishtadlut and Bitachon, are they mutually exclusive? If you believe, the more you believe, the less you do, and that's what we said, Emun Isbechar writes, and that's how the attitude, that's what the approach was, and that's all we could do in the exile. We weren't able to do more than that, of praying and hoping, but to facilitate the process by getting up and a mass movement, that wasn't possible. So we got so used to that we stopped even trying. We said, learn in helplessness. And that's what's so novel about this generation that wakes up now, that has this new spirit, that God infuses them to get up and do things that are not logical. Where'd they get that spirit from? It's not the... So here, the Radak in Tehillim, Rav David Kimchi, one of the classic commentators, also living in the time of the 1160, approximately to 1235. On the verse we say every morning, every day in Tefillah, before Ashrei, right after Ashrei. You have a Siddur? It's chapter Kuf 146. Ashrei is 145, so it should be after Ashrei, right? We say, Al tiftechu b'ndivim v'en adam she'en lo tshuah. 146. Right. Where's Ashrei? Here's Ashrei. Where's Ashrei? In Russian, it's harder in Russian. Right, the chapter after Ashrei is 145, so 146 is right after that. Halu nafshi et Hashem, halalat Hashem b'chayai, zar malachai. Al tivtechum b'ndivim. Don't put your faith in philanthropers, humans giving you money, helping you. Beven adam she'en lo tshuah, and faith in man. Don't put your faith in man, for only unto God is salvation. What do you hear from that? Which side would you take on that? That you see that faith and human efforts are mutually exclusive? That you're supposed to take work or not supposed to? Here it says, don't put your faith in man, for only unto God is salvation. So who does it sound like is supposed to run the show? Kodesh Baruch Hu. Look at the Radak. So if someone's in trouble, you should tell him to turn to God. You shouldn't go out and help him. Because if you help him, what does that show? That you don't believe in God. That will help him. Or he shouldn't turn to you. Because it says, don't put your faith in man, for only unto God is salvation. This is the Radak. She'ein lo tshuah, for not unto man is salvation. She'im lo birtzon hakel, for if it is not the will of God, ein biyad ha'adam loshia chavero mitzarato. If it's not the will of God, man does not have the power to help, to save his friend, his neighbor from his troubles. So therefore, don't help him. Don't go out. You see someone in trouble, physically, spiritually, financially. Don't help him. Because if it's not the will of God, it won't help what you're salvation, right? And you will not succeed. So that we'll get to. Lat. So it sounds like from here up till now, if I stop here, the commentary, that don't try to help him, or he shouldn't turn to you, to humans, for help. He should only turn to God. And you certainly shouldn't try to help him. The opposite. If he has troubles, that means God wanted him to have the troubles. If he has financial problems, that's because God wanted him to have the financial problems. What are you intervening? But the Radak goes on, as you stated. Ki la'Hashem levado tshuah. For only unto God is salvation. Okay, so far that's what we said. You're right. Only unto God. And therefore you stay out of it. And look at the next few words. This is emphasized. V'hu yisovavena al yedei b'nei adam. What does that mean? You experts in Hebrew. He will turn it about, bring it about, turn the wheels of history, right? To bring it about how? Through man. Through human agents. Definitely from God. But he brings it about, that salvation, that helping. Through human beings. Not the miracle after miracle. God can do miracles without the human beings. But he works through human agents. And that is not a lack of belief in God. That's the ultimate. As the Ramban writes in the end of Parshat Bo, the famous Ramban, that God, there's revealed miracles and hidden miracles. Nisim gluyim, nisim nistarim. And he says the revealed miracles come to teach you, get used to seeing. Right? You see God, you see the clear splitting of the Red Sea, you see amazing things. To come to teach you to recognize God always, even when he's in doing the hidden miracles, even he's working through nature. For that, he says, is the foundation of emunah. The faith isn't believing when you see God face to face, so to speak. When you learn to see God when he's incognito, when he's walking in costumes and covered in the cloak of Mother Nature. That's more difficult. That's the hand of God. Not only that from here up, the miracles and up is God, but all of nature, all of it, there's nothing outside of God's will. In heaven and earth, ein od milvado. As we say, the verse says in Aleinu Shabbat, we say, that it's not just in the heavens. God does miracles, and sometimes the heavens reveal them, that we see the revealed heavens. No. And earth is devoid of divine. The bigger faith, the true emunah, is the understanding the oneness of God. That means there's nothing outside. It's all the act of God. Sometimes with the clear hand of God, and sometimes through the human agents and natural agents and human kings and non-Jewish kings and all of history, reality.